Howdy there, all you nut jobs. Welcome back. Oh, there's my proper container. Knew I had the proper container somewhere. Alright. Anyway, so this is the laptop that I originally fixed, and it came back because it was no longer charging, because it wouldn't see the MagSafe. And then we fixed the MagSafe, and I got a sneeze. Pardon me. And so we fixed the MagSafe, and I thought the SMC that I swapped out with it wasn't actually working, so I swapped it back and it seemed to work. And then I put it all back together after I had ultrasonicked it for the third time. And then I put it together, I flipped the lid up, and guess what? It doesn't work. So what's happening now is if I power it up, it will momentarily show the display and go, yeah, we're good. And then it kills the backlight, and after it kills the backlight it then goes blank, and after it goes blank I cannot get it to respond again. So I'm thinking SMC lid is being asserted somewhere. That's my theory. I don't believe it's the SMC because it was doing this with the other SMC as well. It could be the DEC inboard, but I don't think so because it was doing it with the other chassis prior to switching over to this chassis. So it's a bit of a weird one. What worries me is that this is the one that we had, that 68k resistor, which was showing signs of some sort of over voltage, overheating damage. And it's quite difficult to get something like a 68k resistor to suffer that sort of damage under normal circumstances. So I'm worried that we've had some kind of high voltage transient come through, and the trouble is when you get high voltage transients like that, you've got no idea how far that went through the system. Do I have a damaged PCH? Do I have a damaged CPU? Do I have, it's difficult. Hey Caradog. Yes, that's right Caradog, I certainly am. It's not rage, it's insanity. There's a subtle difference. Hey, I spent 3 minutes doing that in Inkscape, so you need to respect that. Alright. So I guess, like I said, I'm fairly sure it is SMC. Basically what's happening, I think, is that it thinks that the lid is shut. Yeah, B-Blood, this one is again. Now there's only one Hall sensor on that, and that's just on the DCM board. We've got so many bugs around at the moment. I'm not talking about biological human bugs, as in viruses. I'm talking about little flying around annoying pieces of crap. We've got teeny tiny ones like this, and we've got whopping great big ones on the outside, just bashing down the doors. It's slightly terrifying. I look a bit stressed out. That would actually be legit. Hey Kristen. Santa Claus, it was the 58k impedance resistance for the input on the PPDC in line. It's the one that lets the MagSafe know, hey, we actually are a legit MacBook, or at least something resembling a MacBook. Yes, that is correct about the first bug. Boy. So this is the Hall sensor, it's on the DCM board, and it's the only Hall sensor in these machines. Great, I forgot to activate all my software, just hang on. It's going to take about 30 seconds. Yeah, it's a fairly long sequence for my software to fire up. It's got to test everything. Okay, Just give me a second here. Hey Pedro, are you kidding me? This is I'm repeating the same repairs over and over. Besides, you're the one stealing my jobs. You're retired. I'm still an up and coming technician. You've done your time. You've earned your money. Now sit back and take my taxes like a good pensioner that you're supposed to be. Did I see Jess? Nope, didn't. Surprise! What? Surprise! You didn't think a shorted screen could damage a board. What? Was that legit? What happened? She didn't. You're talking about a MacBook? I'm sure it wasn't just sort of like a brain fart or something. Because I mean, yeah, I mean we have plenty of instances of screens destroying boards, like when the backlight gets shorted or the screen power gets shorted and it chews out the lines. Or we get the good old backlight going back through the data lines. That's always a classic. iPhone 11 filter straight after connector blew due to screen damage. Oh, right. Yeah, I've actually had a couple of issues like that. Not with the 11s, but with some other models. I don't know. Kind of wonder whether I'm going to put that down to a brain fart for her. Was it a live or was it a edited video? I'm surprised I didn't get any notifications. I mean, yeah, especially on iPhones, it's a pretty classic sort of thing to have filters blow because of smashed screens. That is weird. That's very weird. Oh, that or I've just assumed that when you get blown filters for things like the backlight output and stuff like that, it's, you know, on smashed screens, it's something I just always assume is due to the smashed screen. I know I've got one customer actually who his phone is it's not doing the rotate, sorry. Lost my heading for some reason. Anyway, yeah, his phone is draining the battery excessively and causing issues because he's got a cracked screen. Aha, that's better. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Alright, so what I'm going to do is bring up board view and schematic and have a look at the SMC lid. It's the only thing I can think of, because I do know that if you put a magnet or near the screens, or the chassis rather, you can get that effect where it comes up for a second or two and then just drops out. And I first discovered that when I had a stack of MacBooks and I would lift the lid of one, and then that top MacBook would momentarily work and then die, and I'll go, oh great, it's a dud. So I'd bring it to the workshop and it would work all right. But it was because of the magnets in the other MacBook screens that it was causing it to misbehave like that. Okay. Oh, crap, damn it. Why'd you do that for? Sorry, just don't mind me. I'm just cursing at things in random. It's what I do. Yeah, B blood. It threw me, but it was enough. Yeah, they were nicely lined up. I just realised I haven't rebuilt this. Anyway, let's see. SMC lid. Okay, so right. So do we have a value on that? 742. Seven two back. Either I'm reading this wrong, which is entirely likely. Oh, that diode mode, that was 0.45. So we've got 58, 45, 45. That is not matching up very well. We've got a quad display. So this here is SMC lid, and I'm showing 0.45 on this board, but it should be 0.72 according to the data. The connector's a little bit worse for wear simply because of the fact that it has been rinsed a few times. I'm going to go double check up here and see if it shows the same. Yeah, something's bogus here. Something somewhere isn't right. Oh yeah, because I've got it backwards, damn it. You'll love it when you get your diode mode cable orientations wrong. 0.45, alright. Fourth along the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's this one here. Yeah, 0.45. Okay. What I'm going to do is, just in case it's just some sort of random variation, I'm going to take another board and compare it. So one of the easiest ways, you got no SMC on you. One of the easiest ways is to just increase your sample count. One, two, three, 4. 0.74. Interesting. Gecko agrees. Let's see, what's this one? Cycling SO blank, okay. What, these are all faulty. Oh, that's no good. Okay, look, point is, we've got a lower than anticipated resistance there. So let's have a look at the circuit diagrams and see what we can find. Funny thing is, even if the connector was really bad, it shouldn't affect the diode value because we're not connected to the diode. It's not. There's nothing connecting there. It's just like, open. There's really not a lot to SMC lid. We've got this little capacitor here, 4835. In a pretty arbitrary location. Third one in, so it's that one there. Nothing at all looking funny there. Hey ZX, no, I'm not doing well with my repairs at the moment. Okay, well, I'll just pink dot that so we'll actually, maybe not pink dot it, just, that's too big. It's any trouble when you're dealing with these tiny little parts. Oops, it's like everything got pink dotted there. Measure that resistor. It's a 100k pull up to 3V42. Interesting. I wonder if we've got a problem with 342. Let's see what the diode mode is for 342. Three 114. That's pretty close. So 342 is okay. The thing is, even if the voltage was low, it shouldn't be affecting the diode mode. This isn't going to be a good measure of the resistance though. 16k. I'll take that off, just push it to one side, but I have my doubts. Jill, my exhaust fan is not connected. Come on. What I'm going to do for this is I'm just going to swing the resistor off. Should be enough. And then we can measure it. It's smack on 100k. And yeah, I was well aware that you can't really measure these things very well in circuit. The only thing you can really do in circuit is to see if it is lower than whatever it's supposed to be. If it's higher, then you know you got a problem. If it's lower, you don't know for sure if you got a problem. Hey, for Quebec. Just realised what no, it's actually not going to make any difference. I was going to say I should test the diode mode with the resistor off, but it's not going to make a difference really. Why aren't... Oh, right. Soldering irons apparently have to be turned on before they work. Raul Gonzalez? Oh, it's just terrible soldering. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just... God damn it. If I've got to ultrasonic this thing 4 times, it's probably going to die. Okay. Hey, Chris. Ah, goddamn cicadas. Yeah, this is one of the medium ones that's hanging around at the moment. Yeah, he's not too pleased about the... Yeah, that's great. Go into the extractor. Don't go into the extractor. Yeah, every now and then we get this particular type of cicada coming out. It's not the normal one. And then of course you get these green little bastards that bite. Yeah, you. Yeah, we're talking about you. The feisty, angry little bastards. Come on, out of here. You move them around and they go, meep. Yes, it is a bit of a zoo in the lab. It's called real life. 0.45 still. Okay, so it doesn't leave us with a hell of a lot of options, to be honest. I can't imagine it's anything to do with this keyboard connector. That looks plain as. Oh look, there's a bridge there. Fuck me. What? Prolux, I never recommended 0.5. I recommend 0.7. How dare you accuse me of recommending a 0.5 and I've only ever recommended 0.7. But yeah, you do need a chair, don't you? You need to have a giraffe neck. That's what you need. That's why I don't use a 0.5, because you need a giraffe neck. What's scary is that it had this issue before I even changed that connector. And people are going, yeah, sure. But if you've been in the repair industry long enough, you will know crazy crap like that happens all too often. Where you somehow magically carry over the fault without even... yeah, you just magically carry the fault over in a completely different way. Oh, look at that. Shit me. 0.7. Well, solved. I hope I didn't send the email that I was going to send to the person. Basically, I was having a crappy night and I was like, that's it. I've had enough of this job. I'm just going to send it back, give you your money back. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm done with this machine. It's given me so much grief. I'm done. And I'm really hoping I didn't send that. I couldn't find it on my desk this morning. I was like, where is that email I was thinking of sending? Well, because what will happen now is they're probably going to, if it is sent, they'll be going to their customer and saying, it's dead, Jim. And then the customer's like, all right, okay, and they give the customer back the money or whatever. And then I'm going to send it back and say, it's alive! And the customers are going to be like, will you fucking make up your mind? And then this business is going to be like, that's it, Paul, we're done with your services. You give us too much stress. We're out of here. We're going to go with $50 eBay specials instead now. At least we're going to be consistent with them. They're going to consistently let us down. Can't have any of this sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't crap. Hey Patrick, thank you. Thank you for the 5. Can't believe that happened. Seriously, it's like, I know that fault existed before I replaced that connector. Oh well. Come on, Miles, you're going to back me up on that. You're going to back me up on the fact that you know that sometimes you can have these faults migrate across repairs. Or are you going to just throw me under the bus like everyone else? Clean off the flux. I did clean off the flux. What was that? Didn't you see me? It just did. There's no other flux, is there? Yeah, there's that teeny tiny bit over there. By the way, this is flux that is permitted to stay on the board. I just clean it for aesthetic reasons. Ah, Chris, thank you for the £5. What's another term for £5 in the over there? I mean, like a pony is what, 50, isn't it? I think pony is 50. Does 5 have a name? It's a Chris? Wait, oh, Caradog's talking about the person, not about the monetary. By the way, there is a bit of an interesting situation going on with the whole Amtech scenario. I don't know who's taking a bit of a run with the name and or what, but anyway, needless to say, I think it's Inventec is one company. I think they're the original Amtech people, or produced the Amtech series, but then Amtech USA sort of anyway, there's a mess between them, and so it's hard to say who's telling the truth or whatever, but for the moment I'm going to keep ordering the Amtech Flux for myself as I have been. I think it's a trademark dispute at this point from what I understand. So essentially Inventec want Amtech USA to stop using the Amtech name and probably things like 559 V2 and 3 or whatever it is. I think what might have happened, I'm purely speculating here, is that Inventec sort of got slack on the holding of, the using of the name, and then Amtech US ran with it and had a lot of success, and then Inventec sort of went, hey, we actually, that's our name, but I think they may actually have that rule against them simply because they didn't sufficiently protect it originally, because Amtech's been using that for quite some time now. English Hedgehog, thank you very much. Yes, it has been quite a while. What have you been up to other than sort of like hiding underground or something? And thank you for the $8.99. Nicker. A nicker? 5 squids, 5 smacker, 5 billy, a fiver. Oh, just a fiver, okay. Like in Australia here, we have a note called the Pavarotti because it's a tenner. It is interesting to note though, I wonder, if you go looking for Amtech Flux, there is no shortage of clones, fakes and all that sort of stuff. And I kind of wonder, is all of that simply because Louis Rossmann made Amtech like popular? Because if he had not done that, would anyone really know what Amtech is or even care? And I kind of wonder whether that company actually did that. They sort of went, oh, no one cares about our flux enough, and they didn't care. But then when Lewis, through his influencer status, made Amtech a household name for technicians, then the other companies are crap, 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 crap. Yeah, we've got to reclaim that. Because a lot of the moves that they've got on their website now, they look retrospective. They kind of look like, quick, whip up a website and make it look like we've been selling this for ages or whatever. Antec Direct site looks dodgy as hell. That's funny because I thought the Inventec site looked dodgy as hell, but the Antec Direct didn't. Hey Graham. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to get the V3 stuff. This is the one I've got, or is this the V3? No, this is the V2, and I've still got a few tubes of this. This is actually looking pretty gnarly. This is more looking like Christmas caramel. Probably long due to be, is it expiry? Oh, not till, I've still got 3 months on this. But, and this is also REACH compliant. There you go, I've got a few tubes left of this one. And then I'll have to order another 10. It's just cheaper to order them in boxes of 10. Because otherwise, if you buy it in individual tubes, it's ludicrously expensive once you throw in the shipping. But when you get it in a box of 10, it's not so bad. Retro Redrum, it's interesting because the parent company, the Inventec company, is a French company. And that's why I'm sort of thinking they're going to lose, even if they were the originators of the Amtech branding, I suspect they're going to lose that trademark lawsuit that's going on at the moment because of the fact that nobody can, you can't buy the stuff from, at least not obviously. It's just like there was never really an association between that brand and Amtech Flux. It was always Amtech Direct and Amtech Flux. But yeah, I suspect the company now realizes that the brand name has value, but it's going to be a bit too late. Because part of the stipulation of having trademarks is that you defend them appropriately, vigorously, and if it's been several years, they're going to have a hard time showing that they were doing their part to defend it. But then again, since when has the law been about the law? It's always about who's got the fancier lawyer and stuff like that. Every now and then they'll throw the law a few real wins, like, look, justice prevailed, just so that people think that there's integrity in the system. That's a load of crap. There's no integrity in the system. Did you see Lewis was selling Atom stations around? Yes. It is interesting that a good number of the popular items, a good number of the items that truly become popular with our industry, a lot of it comes down to just simply being able to get a hold of it. There can be some technically great items, but if the manufacturers aren't on the ball, then it just sort of kills the product. Like, which is why most people are now switching over to the Atom hot air station, because you can't get the shite. I can't even remember the name of the old ones that we use. What's the old ones that we use? Quick, yeah, the quick hot air stations. Yeah, it's like, if you can't get them, then people aren't going to buy them. And yeah, Lewis was just tossing out the quick ones because it was like, as a manufacturer, they weren't being any good. As distributed, rather. And likewise with, say, like the Crest hot, ultrasonic cleaners, and then yeah, with the Atoms, I think yeah, he was just like, well, look, go somewhere else and buy them. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he switched over to Atom because Quick screwed him around too much. And you got to wonder if the managers of these brands, or someone in a reasonable level, is even aware of just how much of a train wreck they're causing by not having decent distribution. Hey, Tony W. Like, if you find out that your product was preferred by an influencer with over 1 million followers, and then that influencer was trying to distribute them and someone didn't help them out, it's like, well, someone needs to lose their job a couple of times over. Crikey, mate. Geez, I hope this works. I think I'll spew a bucket if it doesn't. I mean, at the very least, they would sell definitely in the multi-thousands of the product. I mean, I know how many copies of Flex Boardview I've sold, and I know that there's definitely more people who would have bought an Atom or a quick hot air station than they have Flex Boardview, because Flex Boardview, they little bastards pirate when they can. So if I go by my numbers and say multiply by 3 or 4, that's a hell of a lot of hot air stations. A hell of a lot of them. It's certainly nothing to sneeze at. It's a few $1 million worth of product. I'm not really much of an influencer yet. I've only got 35,000. I'd say at this point, Adamant IT, Graham's farts probably have more influence than my rants. Geez, even Caradog has more influence than I do. Hey there, Ed Boss, how's it going? If it wasn't for Lewis, I wouldn't have found another Queenslander to torment. Oh, please. There's several million of us Queenslanders to taunt. All you got to do is hang a 4X can out the door and you'll catch yourself a Queenslander to taunt. Of course, you haven't actually found a Queenslander to taunt if you're talking about me. We all know that I'm not a Queenslander. I may live here. I may have lived here a great majority of my life, but I'm most certainly not a Queenslander. And I'm definitely not a banana bender. You're gonna bong, or what are you gonna do? Hey, that looks like a good screen to me. It's suppose I better get their, what do you call it, MagSafe, just to make sure that still works. Crikey. It'd be a laugh if the MagSafe no longer worked. Ew, pie floater. I thought pie floaters were Victorians. Okay. Hey, MagSafe works and it's charging. It's fantastic. So, yeah, you can see it's working. Hey there, Harold. Yeah, pie floater sounds disgusting, but it's actually, it's a very, what you do is you take a meat pie and you put it into a bowl of pea soup, basically. It's not really pea soup, it's mushy peas. There's a bit of a difference. Crikey, finally I can get this one out the door and it's working, and I don't even know if I'm going to get any pay for this one, because originally when I repaired it, it was a partial repair, so I only charged partial amounts and then it came back. But now with all the drama, I don't know if it's going to be able to be charged on top to make up the difference, because technically there's probably another $130 owing for me, but I don't know if that's going to go down so well. Ah, thank goodness for that. Stupid thing is, realistically, it comes down to just that one 68k ohm resistor. How annoying. Yeah, I did see, I haven't had a chance to watch it. Harold, I've been things have been happening today. Things I'm not quite able to discuss at this. Anyway. Look, I don't know if I should try, what the hell, let's try this. Okay, I've got this, funnily enough, this is another torture device. I repaired this about a month and a half ago, and it went perfectly, in spite of everyone saying I was going to F it up. This one actually went perfectly. It was a replacement. And then about 3 weeks it was sitting on my bench, and I was charging it every week just to check to make sure it's still alive. Finally the customer decided to head around, and naturally at that point it decided, you know what, I'm not going to work anymore, mate. I've been sitting on this shelf for 3 weeks and no one's come here to love me. So screw you all, I'm going to die. And that it did. It just stopped working. Let's see. Maybe it'll charge now. Nah, it ain't gonna charge. So yeah, it just sits there at like 9. Yeah, you can see it doing all crazy jizzy stuff. What's this? Hey, Didumres. Nice to see you chit chat. Let's see. Adam I've got a 2012 MacBook Air with a faulty SSD. 2012. Throw it in the bin. Cuts out once. Yeah, it's still 2012. So you may fix that part now, but it's probably going to start 3 beeping on you, or the MCP will just give up the ghost. You've been fair warned, Graham. You've been fair warned. You've been in MacBooks long enough now that you're going to have to take the heat. Hey, Catherine. Yeah, it's a big short or something. I'm just not quite sure what. Let's bring out the torture implement. I mean, replacing the SSD is not the problem. It's going to be the rest of the board that's going to give you hell. Everything can be fixed if you invest enough time. Fix the CPU that's internally damaged. Okay. So basically what we're going to have to do is split this open, check the logic board, hoping we might just simply have a shorted cap on the power input stage, or something that I can quickly detect. I don't believe I've got a logic board or schematic for this one. Any bugs crawl into the iPad? Heaps. Ah, Harold, you didn't have to make that for me. Like I said, it was more a case of my brain forgot about that 68k impedance detect at the start, because we always talk about checking sys1 wire first. But other people will certainly be able to use that for sure. Just sometimes you can get into the habit after many repairs and you just forget these things. Because it's such an infrequent failure mode. Although I do still wonder what caused that resistor to burn like that. Oh yeah, no, I mean it's good that you did make it, and definitely I'll share that around. It's good to have that sort of reference. So you did, it's very handy to have that. Thank you. Yo, my little thingy-majig is all sticky. Oh, here's another cicada type. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Come on, don't you want to be on TV like Steve Irwin? Yeah, so this is more of a tiger stripe type one. Let's see if we can get him to stick around. And see how the eye configuration is also a little bit different. Yeah, it's like a little bumblebee tiger type cicada. What I find really cool about these ones are the wings, those, you know, translucent wings. Ease off. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's come to attack me. Yeah, they're about half the size of those other ones. But yeah, if you live in this region, unless you've got a house that is airtight, you're going to get bugs in your house. They're not really big flyers in the sense they tend to more just, they come out of the ground, they do a little bit of flying around just to find each other and then do their thing, die, or bury themselves or whatever again. And 10 years later they're back. Yes, it is a cicada variety, yeah. God damn, I stuck this one down so well, so well. It's like the universe decided, no, we can't have Paul sticking iPads down properly. That's true, yes. You do Stationless. Oh, damn it, can't pronounce your name. You're correct. You don't want a strictly airtight room. You do want airflow. I guess I should say a well-filtered home. Hey, Sutter. Damn it. Got me at that time. Retro Rejum, you talking about me? I live in North Queensland. Inland from a large, well, medium city called Townsville. And no, the Powerpuff Girls do not live there. And no, I don't think the person who created the Powerpuff Girls was even aware that there really was a town called Townsville. By God, that has got to be one of the best jobs I've done for sealing this screen. It doesn't want to go anywhere. Really, this is up with factory, Apple factory. Okay, well, Melbourne's about 3,000 kilometres south of here. I think two and a half or three, something like that. It's a long way south. To give you an idea, there's basically snow down there, but we've got 40 plus heat up here. So, yeah, big difference in the way things are. And we're not even the top of Australia. We're not even close to the top of Australia. And there's at least 400 kilometres further north before we get to Cairns. And then after Cairns, you've still got the Daintree and Port Douglas and so many other places. And then, yeah. Goddamn. I'm getting too good at doing that. Oh, come on, stop being so non-compliant. This Tessa tape that they use, it really doesn't seem to have a problem with the heat. It's like, oh yeah, bring it, we'll take that heat. Yeah, no problem, keep it coming. acetone. Now I know you're just goading me. Trying to get me to do something dumber. And then I'll say, but you told me. And then you'll be all like, well, you got to use your own brains, Mr. Daniels. Don't just take random advice from strangers. What next? Hey, Paul, why don't you get into that car with the guy that's offering you candy? Mm-hmm. Fool me 2 or 3 times? Yeah, shame on me. The candy was really good. There we go. Such a marvelous installation. I'll probably just have to use a whole new screen. I can't see myself getting away with reusing this one. Not with the adhesive. That's a pain. Someone's taken my Phillips head. Creature, the screen looks so new because it is new because the customer never got around to picking it up before it decided to die. So it was a case of it was working, came here with a smash screen. I replaced the smash screen. It then sat on my collection shelf, and when the customer it was there for several weeks, and eventually when the customer finally did decide they were going to head around, I did my final check, and at that point when I did my final check, the machine said, yeah, nah mate, we're not gonna charge anymore. Because realistically these iPads will hold their charge for quite a considerable period of time. So you could easily have one sitting around for a month, no problem. It won't discharge that much. Get off me, you cicada. Jeez, mate. Okay. Now this is definitely not my area of expertise, so prepare to be horrified. What I'm going to do is take this shield off. I'll actually also disconnect the battery. Now I should have a special jig around here. Haha. This is my very special jig. It's not a dance, it's a piece of plastic. Oh, you little rat bags. Goddamn bugs everywhere. Great, this one doesn't want to lift up at all. Alright. Restock some whiskey. Hey Gavin Brown. I don't know about whiskey. Long since stopped drinking. I've been not drinking far longer than I ever did drink. Substantially longer than I ever did. Oops. Twang. So I guess I'm looking for a cap that's blown its brains out. Sort of expecting something down here. That's how I found the previous one. It was very visibly damaged. No such luck this time, it seems. Of course, there's nothing to say it's not the port. We'll take off this little barrier thing. Being careful not to inadvertently short something out and make everything go bang. I mean, yeah, people enjoy that sort of stuff, but I don't. I really need to get this battery disconnected. Not sure why my spacer isn't sliding in under. It should do. It's pretty damn tight. I sort of don't want to damage the special little legs that they've got under those. I mean, the charge port doesn't look great, but it's not the worst either. It's certainly seen 100 times worse. What concerns me is the near 0 milliamps going through it. Just trying to find a suitable plastic that I can yeah, maybe I'll just have to heat it up again. The first thing I'm trying to do here off screen is just warming up the back of the case, try and get the circuit board to lift up a bit. I have encountered some situations where people have lifted the circuit board up from the bottom down near where the, what do you call it, the can't speak, where the screen connectors and all that are, and they basically just force it up. Wow, this is really, really getting in there. Okay, we've got a little bit of lift. Now I don't want to actually, that's it. Shut up, Gecko, now's not the time, mate. Not rightly sure if that's disconnected or not. Hey there, Jason. Yeah, I'll check some voltage and see if anything shows up. Nothing there. Nothing there. Definitely nothing there. I can't see any damage on the PMIC. Alright, see if let's go into continuity mode and see if we get any beepos. Yeah. Okay, we don't have a short there. No shorts there. That's a fly background. I suspect that, you know what, I can't tell if that's an inductor. Goddamn bugs. Or, oh, nope, that's good. I've got bugs crawling on my neck. Something's crawling on my neck. Alright. Okay, so we're not really showing any signs of a short or anything, so yeah, it could be a bad input flex. Sure how we can... The only thing is, like I said, it did... Sorry, I'm just going to blow my nose. Be right back. I've blown my eardrums out now. Fantastic. Okay, they're all on the same bus. Yeah, the thing that throws me is that I would have expected it, even if the charge port was a bit dodgy, I would have expected it to still maintain charge. Yeah, okay, I think yeah, actually no, that's probably just CPU. 6.1 ohms, that feels like a CPU rail. I'm not going to believe that's a short. 6.6, 6.1, that's... I think that's an acceptable value for these sort of parts. What's this? Next thumbnail should be a Rue the guitar. Ugh. Someone's been seeing the images on Discord. Right. Now the problem I have here is, well, I don't know what to do. Don't know whether to take that circuit board out or not. Really not wanting to. The other thing is, you know, it misbehaves no matter which way I orientate the charger or move it or anything. It's very consistent. Whereas normally if you have a bad charge port, often misbehaves differently depending on which way you wiggle it and such. I mean, it's not saying it's going to be the... Hey Fabio, thank you. Yeah, I need to start putting a few of them out into production, sending them out to some people. Maybe this is as simple as the battery has died. Could it be that? But then, don't iPads sort of try to self-start at least? You know, you get like 70 or 50 milliamps go through, maybe shows up an Apple logo and then drops out again. Is that a bit of bad goop on that sensor there? Well, that's what I'm wondering, you know, if I unplug the battery, would these things still boot? Because the battery is disconnected at this point. But I get the same results. So it feels like the fault is prior to the battery. There's a bit of glass. Yeah, I don't know which one of these. This is a 1954 A1954. What is that? Google time. A1954. And it's a 2018 6th gen. Okay. Okay, so it's a 6th gen iPad, 3G model. Oh, Fabio, I'm still trying to work out how to do the binding of the assembly to the Barlow. I've got to find myself some suitable grub screws and holders and things like that. Yeah, I'm stumped. Anyone got any ideas? Or am I just going to have to take this logic board out? I really don't want to take the logic board out, but if I have to, I have to. It's just such a freaking schlep taking these boards out. Yes, it does have Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi plus 3G or whatever you want to call it. Hey DNM, it's not doing any different whether I have the battery connected or not, and it just sits there at 5 or 6 milliamp and that's about it. It just flickers back and forth between those two. So it's behaving like it's either got a very hard short circuit or it's completely open circuit. It could be either in this situation. Yeah, the iPad has been dropped. What filters are you talking about? Like I said, this is 6th generation unit. The new Avatar movie. The only thing is it's like, what, 3 hours long? Don't think I've actually got the time in life to do that. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many fiddly little frustrating screws on these things for, all the, yeah. It's a pain to remove these, that's all I'm going to say. To the point where I'm not sure if I'm actually about to cause more damage or... If appropriately titled, Harold, you should get lots of views of that video over time. My most popular video is the one showing people how to clear their ear meshes. And it's popular by a significant margin compared to anything else I've got. And that kind of makes me sad. Happy, but sad. And this thing is seriously well stuck down. I just realised I've actually got to take the damned charge port out as well. So how do technicians actually work on these machines, really? Because it does not seem even remotely like it's worth the money. So what the hell is even under there? Honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna get myself in more stress. Okay, there's speaker. So I basically have to remove the battery. Why? I'm gonna see if I've got an iPad 6 board view. I don't think I want to do this. This is... Get out of here, bug. iPad 6 board view in schematic. iPhone, iPad 2, where's the iPad 6? Anyone got access to iPad 6 board view and schematic? What was it? A1954 was it? Yep, A1954. Hey, sweetie.
It might be crashing out.
Okay, my love.
Everyone's locked in, but I don't know where Luna or Milo. They could be out the back or out
Okay.
the front.
Alright. Luna will be out the back in the shed. Okay. Yeah, I can't find. I think I might wrap this up for tonight simply because of the fact that it is getting late and I don't want to completely botch this up tonight, maybe tomorrow night. It'll give me a chance to find the iPad board view and schematic, if one even exists, that I can use. It's probably only in ZXW or something useless like that. Bad Caps has 5, not 6. Hey, how typical. Yeah. Alright then. Yeah, I think we're going to call it for the night. I'm sorry, folks. I know we were just getting started, but this isn't my normal thing, so best I come back at it when I'm fresh and ready and have tools prepared at my disposal. Have I checked the charger? Yes, the chargers, I've tried all different chargers, unfortunately. So yeah, that's not going to be the cause in this instance. So I'm out of here. At least we managed to fix the madness machine. I just hope that I didn't send that email. I guess I'm going to find out. So I'll try to catch up with you tomorrow. You all take care in the meantime. Thanks again for watching.